Alright y'all, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reacting to the Xbox Developer Direct. I didn't get to watch it live, I was working. Y'all know how that goes, but I'm just going to react to the recording of it, probably straight through. I might, depending on how the show goes, I might just put in my reactions to the games. If they say some interesting things, then I'll throw that in there, but we'll see. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. I don't really know what to expect. There's a few games that I know that are in here that I'm looking forward to seeing. Doom, that Clair Obscur, I think that's what it's called. The Expedition 33. What else? I don't really know what else is in there, but let's just get into it. I wish I could have watched this live, but I actually thought this was originally going to be 2 days ago. Or on the 21st, because I don't know if this will go live right away, but I did see one game leaked. I was trying to avoid everything, but I didn't get to see any trailers or anything. I just seen it scrolling on Twitter. Will this save Xbox? Not that it's really, I don't want to say it's dying, but really the generation, this generation for both PlayStation and Xbox has been kind of mid. Doom. I kind of wish I knew how many games were announced, and then I would probably just go straight to the games that way. Unless, yeah, I don't know if this is all games. I don't know if there's talking in between. I'm assuming there is. There is.
こんにちは、コエテクモゲームズチーム忍者の安田文彦です。今日は皆様にチーム忍者が長く大切にしてきたアクションシリーズの新情報を発表できる機会をいただけてとても嬉しく思います。早速ですが、こちらをご覧ください。
Several years ago, the Dark Dragon,
I hope the sound's all good too. I'm still trying to work that out.
The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja.
Cause I got a quiet voice, so.
However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission. No escape.
This looks like a ninja. I think this is the one game that I saw leaked. It looks like Ninja Gaiden. I've actually never played a single one. But this looks fire. Again, I've never played one, and I know just looking at that boss fight kind of give me like Sekiro vibes. I hate comparing everything to Dark Souls and Sekiro and stuff, but every game nowadays really does have that element. Uh-oh.
Whatever your clan is.
There's a recorder in there. They ain't even playing straight for me.
So you've come, Raven.
Fuck off, Hayabusa. I will execute my mission.
So this a brand new one too. Yeah, I'm
世界中の町人の皆さん、10年以上大変お待たせしました。最強の忍者となり容赦なく襲い来る敵に挑むハイスピードアクション忍者ガイデンのナンバリング最新作として忍者ガイデン4を発表させていただきました。本作はプラチナゲームズさんとの協業で開発を進めています。
yeah, I'm
プ
fucking
ラチ
with
ナゲームズ
this.
さんのアクションゲームというジャンルにおける実績は言うまでもなく、ベヨネッタやニアオートマタなど素晴らしいアクションタイトルを生み出してこられました。忍者ガイデン4というタイトルを10年以上の時を超えて新たに皆様にお届けするにあたり、より多くの方に新鮮な気持ちでプレイしていただけるよう、新たな世界を新主人公であるもう一人の町人ヤクモで冒険するという形で制作することにしました。先ほどご覧いただいた映像の中で竜はやぶさも登場しておりましたが、彼は今回も物語に密接に関わってきます。なぜヤクモと戦うことになったのか、竜はやぶさが戦う目的は何なのか、本作の物語の中で展開していきます。
任務は必ず成し遂げる。邪魔をするな。
物語は黒竜がもたらした正気の雨によって荒廃した首都東京が舞台となっています。この雨は黒竜がまだ生きている証であり、雨が止まない限り東京に安寧は訪れません。
Yeah, visually it looks pretty good too.
今作の新主人公であり、はやぶさと釣りをな
The
す
combat
カラス一
goes
門に所属
crazy.
するヤクモが
The
首都
visuals
東
are
京で
nice
黒竜
too.
を倒し、この世界を晴らすため戦いに身を投じます。
これまで忍者ガイデンシリーズで描かれてきたダークでハードな世界観は継承し、そこにさらに危機を感じさせる要素として呪いやより混沌とした景観のデザインを取り入れています。ステージプレイ中に街が呪いの影響を受け、ビルは崩れ、
It's a lot of gameplay too for the first time showing this game off.
舞台となる東京はとある出来事によって街全体が崩壊し、魔族やヤクモと敵対する勢力がひしめき合う状態になっており、
feel like I've just come accustomed to games being released or announced and you only see, you know, a cinematic trailer.
度の増した危険に満ちたステージをリングやシリーズおなじみの体術など忍者アクションを駆使して乗り越えていくことになります。レールアクション、
Yeah,
スイン
I
グアク
can't
ション
believe
な
I
ど
never played
ダ
one
イ
of
ナミッ
these.
クで爽快なシチュエーションを多く追加しました。これら以外にも様々なシチュエーションやチャレンジ、隠されたアイテムなどを用意しており、ステージが進むごとに上がっていくテンションにも驚いていただけると思います。
新しい主人公のヤクモは竜はやぶさに次ぐ新たな町人です。彼にはまだ若さも残っていますが、カラス一門を背負う天才忍者でもあり、忍者ガイデンシリーズにおける忍者の頂点、竜と肩を並べる次世代の町人といえる人物としてデザインしています。そんなヤクモの前に立ちふさがるのは荒れ果てた東京の治安維持組織であり、黒竜の封印を守る竜神島や現世に蔓延する人ならざる者妖魔、そしてもちろんシリーズおなじみの魔人も登場します。また現時点では公開していませんが、新たなキャラクターやシリーズファンの方に喜んでいただける人物も登場しますので、続報にご期待ください。
従来のシリーズからバトルスピードをさらに加速させ、目にも止まらぬスピードで敵との攻防を繰り広げることができます。さらにヤクモが使える新要素、結節忍術ヌエの型を駆使したダイナミックな攻撃によって、これまでから大きく進化した一対他の戦闘を可能にしました。ヌエの型ではこれまでの忍者ガイデンにはない広範囲かつ一撃必殺の攻撃となっており、多勢に無勢の状態が長く続く戦況を一気に覆すことができます。 もちろん1対1の戦闘における比率も健在です。
Yeah, they keep showing this boss. They ain't trying to show nothing else.
してくるため緊張感のあるフェアな戦闘を味わうことができます。敵の動きをしっかりと捉えながら一瞬の隙を逃さずに攻撃を仕掛けていくことが重要です。ヌエの方によって
This is the type of game that seems like it needs to have a boss rush
さら
mode.
なる進化を感じられるかと思います。
特にアクションに関しては手触り、バランス調整など細部にわたり日々議論させていただき、会社の垣根を越えた密なやり取りをさせていただいています。本作の主人公であるヤクモは竜とは一味違うアクションを有していますが、その中でもしっかりと忍者ガイデンらしさを感じていただけると思います。例えばカラス、ヌエ、2つの型があるという点がヤクモの大きな特徴ですが、それらが持つ多彩な性能のアクションを用いて敵や状況ごとに使い分ける攻略の深みや滅却、絶技などを絡めた抑揚あるスピーディーな攻防などはもちろんヤクモでも健在です。
ヤクモと竜ハヤブサはそれぞれがかなり異なる個性的な遊び心地になっていますので、さまざまな戦闘バリエーションを楽しむことができるようになっています。
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
ヤクモ、そして竜
Like I
ハ
said, I
ヤブ
never
サの
played
双
one
方
of these
で
games,
飛
but
燕、イズナ落としなどシリーズおなじみのアクションも
besides the boss fights,
新アクシ
just
ョンを織り交ぜた
anytime I
新
see
し
a
い
boss
忍者
fight
ガイデン
like
に
that, I
ご期待
automatically
ください。
get Souls vibes, which is
忍
a
者ガイデン
problem
シリーズに
for
色濃
me.
く残っている
Like, not in a bad way, but just assuming that everything is Souls-like. But
さらに我々プラ
it
チナ
looks
ゲームズの
unique,
特徴である
looks
ス
good,
ピーディーなアクシ
looks
ョンや
really
ダイナ
damn
ミックな
good.
演出も取り入れ、進化した正当続編を作り上げるべく総力を挙げて開発を進めております。
容赦ない敵とのいかなる攻防にもフェアに戦える手触りをヤクモでも目指しています。皆様に進化した忍者ガイデンを触っていただける日を楽しみにしています。
シリーズファンはもちろんのこと、忍者ガイデンを初めてプレイする方でも
Yeah,
存分に
I'm a
楽しめる
newcomer.
作品になっておりますのでぜひ発売をお待ちください。
長年にわたってプラチナゲームズさんと共にまさに忍者のように潜んで忍者ガイデン4の開発を進めてきましたが、ついに発表することができて非常に嬉しく思います。2025年秋に本作を皆様にお届けできるのを楽しみにしています。続報にもぜひご期待ください。
Wait, it's coming out this year?
さて本日お伝えしたい発表はそれだけではありません。こちらをご覧ください。
Oh, there's too many games coming out this year, bro. Which ain't a bad thing, but like, damn, I ain't got enough time for all this. Is this a remake?
My path leads through the land of the dead.
This is definitely a remake, but I don't know. I never played one, so I want to know which one. It looked good though. Is it a remake or just a remaster? Graphical enhancements.
All paths before me are cruel and arduous. Our time has come.
Two Black Ninja
忍者ガイデン
Gaiden
2
2.
のオリジナル版は2008年に
2008 bro, it's almost
Xbox 360で発売し、バ
been 20
イオレンス
years.
な表現とハイスピードなバトルを皆様にお楽しみいただいた作品です。今作忍者ガイデン2ブラックではオリジナル版の表現に立ち戻り、アンリアルエンジン5を用いてグラフィックを大幅に刷新、忍者ガイデン2の完全版として開発いたしました。美麗なグラフィックでお楽しみいただけるのはもちろん、竜ハヤブサに加え、綾音、もみじ、レイチェルもプレイブルキャラクターとして登場します。そして本作は本日コンソール、PC、そして Xbox ゲームパスでこの後すぐに発売となります。忍者ガイデンシリーズを長年応援いただいている皆様はもちろんのこと、本日忍者ガイデンを知っていただいた皆様も忍者ガイデン4の発売前にぜひ本作
I'm
をお
about to
楽し
see
み
how
くだ
much
さ
it
い。
is after this.
年はチーム忍者創立30周年の節目であり、本日発表させていただいた忍者ガイデン4を含め2025年は忍者の年、イヤーオブザ忍者となります。ぜひ忍者ガイデンシリーズの展開にご注目ください。本日はありがとうございました。
Fall 2025 is still crazy. So are these all the games right here? So it's only 4? That's cool. Hold on, let me pause this real quick. I just want to see how much the game is. 50? I honestly expected it to be full price, but how do I add it to my wish list? Or I don't think you can if the game's already out. Whatever. I can't remember what this game is called. It was shown at the Game
Awards?
Welcome to Compulsion Games here in Montreal, Canada. At our studio, we care about world building, and we treat the setting almost like a character of its own. From the magical noir of contrast to the alternate history of We Happy Few, we draw inspiration from the landscape to shape mood, drama, and intrigue. For South of Midnight, our third-person action-adventure game, the story and characters bring a folkloric Deep South to life. This gave us a chance to explore Southern Gothic themes with a dark fantasy twist. So while our protagonist Hazel is at the forefront of our story, it's the macabre elements and larger-than-life creatures that will leave a mark on her journey and growth.
Whew. It is really picking up out there. Did you pack everything?
Mama, this ain't my first hurricane. I know what to do.
As long as you didn't forget the
flashlights and batteries.
Oh, shit, we got 5 minutes. Let's go.
We wouldn't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Now, you want to bring this up right now.
I'm just saying.
Hazel, please.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Hazel!
Hazel may start her journey as a typical 19-year-old, but
I was just gonna say R.I.P., but I decided not to.
A darkly magical world where she'll learn who she really is and how to tap into weaving, an ancient magical power that redefines her trajectory in life.
The land itself chooses Hazel as a weaver. Someone who can see beyond the surface and tap into a deeper reality, the grand tapestry. Weavers can see the fabric binding our worlds, connecting people, nature, and echoes of the past.
I'm gonna be honest.
Hazel
I
can
think
perceive
I'm
both
just gonna
the
skip
mystical
this game
strands
because
and
I know I'm
stigmas
not
in
gonna
the
play it.
world. Through her
And just go to
newfound
the
power,
next one.
she reweaves these stigmas and mends the afflicted creatures she encounters.
As Hazel discovers her power, the world gradually shifts.
I don't mean to be a dick to them, but it looked cool, look, unique. It's got an audience, but it ain't my type of game. From what I seen at wherever it was, game show or Game Awards, Summer Games Fest,
everyone. We are Soulful Interactive, and welcome to our manor.
But this game, I believe this is Claire.
We are a small studio
Obscure.
based in Montpellier, France, working on our first game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's a turn-based RPG set in a fantasy version of late 19th century Belle Epoque France.
Here we are.
Our grand adventure in game development actually started as a solo passion project. I wanted to create something like the JRPGs with turn-based combat I grew up with and loved, but that fully leveraged the latest tech, refreshed the genre with new features, and took place in a compelling world.
A lot of damage.
I knew I needed help to realize my dream. First, I turned to a programmer I knew would get it.
Guillaume and I started trading ideas right away, and that quickly turned into trading files back and forth. Soon, I was creating the first prototypes of the reactive turn-based system, combining real-time offense and defense element, and a cinematic battle camera system.
That reminds
Things
me
really clicked
of
when it tested
the new
first
Yakuza
version of its
game.
features. We felt we had something both challenging and fun.
As Tom and I went back and forth and iterated on game elements, a vision started to come together, and I shared it with an old friend from university.
Guillaume and I are both passionate gamers, and when he described the project, I quit my job the following week and joined the team without hesitation. Because I believe that in video games, success always starts with a strong creative vision. And we had that, defined by 3 core elements. A story with great emotional depth, gameplay that innovates.
Gotta
on the
have good
classics we
music in a
love,
turn-based game.
and a world that is completely original,
That's all I gotta say.
and immersive. We founded Central Interactive on these tenets: a group of friends with a shared vision and the drive to make something great.
This too is your legacy.
Now the cinematics really
Core
go
to
crazy.
every great RPG is a compelling story. And Guillaume and I spent 4 years intensively developing and refining ours. And that started with the hook. 67 years ago, a massive slumbering paintress and a monolith appeared with no warning. Once a year, the paintress wakes and paints a number on her monolith, and everyone who has passed that age is erased. Every year, that number ticks down, and everyone dies younger and younger. Expeditions depart to kill the paintress, determined to fight until their final breath, but none have ever returned. Our story follows Expedition 33.
Expeditioners, we honor your dedication.
Guillaume and I knew early on that we didn't want to focus on good versus evil. What's interesting to us are people who, yes, are flawed.
This game might
but
have
care
some of the
deeply
best
about each
cinematics
other,
I've seen
and conflicts arise because they
so
have
far.
different perspectives on what needs to be done.
Out of really any game announced in 2025.
We wanted our story to feel dark and mature,
Or to come out in
with adult
2025.
characters who feel like real people with real experiences.
I'm always missing something that everyone else just gets.
The heart of the story is about overcoming an existential threat while struggling with loss and grief. And it's rooted in the characters' relationships, both to each other and to themselves.
What are we gonna do, huh? Tell me. What are we gonna do?
In a world like this, how does one stay hopeful or make peace with their fate? What duty do we owe to each other or to ourselves? These questions are deeply personal to me, and they permeate the story behind the story.
Know that Lumiere fights with you. Tomorrow comes Expedition 33.
The characters all have their own motivations and perspectives. Gustave and Lune are deeply invested in the expedition, even if they fight all the time. To them, the mission is tied not only to their family, it's central to their identity and purpose.
Protocol doesn't cover every contingency. You know that.
Contrast that with Ciel, whose darkest days have already happened.
What are the stars whispering to you? Actually, I'm the one whispering to them. It's something my dad and I used to do.
And Maëlle, who cares more about really living her life, not just living longer.
Gustave, are you real?
It's not all dark, though. Along the way, they meet various colorful NPCs and recruit Monoko, who is a friendly but kinda bloodthirsty philosopher and a fully playable character. He has a really cool battle mechanic where he can turn into the enemies he defeats.
What are you doing?
That's crazy.
Foot! Aha!
He's very, very old and has seen many expeditions come and go. He is a Jest Troll, which are a group of playful beings who view battle as a form of meditation. They're fun and sort of ridiculous.
I hope this ain't one of them games, man, where it's like, it looks good, everything, and then it comes out and it's just like, it was too good to be true.
There is Esquier, who is one of the oldest and
Because the combat looks straight.
creatures in the verse.
Esquier is that powerful?
It's turn-based, but it looked
Help you
good.
travel to secret corners of the world. And if you bring him back his special stones, you can unlock abilities for him to access new areas of the world and find exciting secrets.
but I'm not that strong.
Everyone has their own reason for joining the expedition, and each of them has their own story arc and resolution that we think players will really connect with.
In addition to a strong narrative, we had a clear vision for our own take on the genre's core gameplay. Our reactive turn-based system takes the traditional turn-based battle mechanic we love and adds real-time reaction, which gives combat greater intensity and dynamism. During enemy turns, you can negate all damage by dodging or parrying at the right time.
It's kind of similar to
balancing turn-based with
the
real-time
Like a Dragon
mechanics
games.
took a long time to get right. During initial
Definitely seems a lot
playtests,
more
turn-based
fleshed
players
out,
often
though.
found the real-time elements too hard. Some of us are still traumatized by enemies from back then. We've done a lot of rebalancing since, and with a lot of iteration, we ultimately came up with a formula that we're proud of. Players who are good at real-time can take more risks, and others can counterbalance with items and strategies. A big part of that formula lies in the many ways you can customize your character. We spend a lot of time designing each character's unique mechanics and their custom skill trees. Our philosophy is making every type of playstyle viable so that everyone can have fun with how they play the game. Each character has a unique mechanic. Miles switches between stances which can ultimately boost defense or power. I personally like to make Miles the protector of the group, but I'm pretty much the only one at the studio who plays her that way. Most people play her as a glass cannon with Gustav's complementary skills. The characters can also equip hundreds of passive effects, which in our game are called Lumina. Every character has more than 20 unique skills in their skill tree and hundreds of passive effects they can gain through Lumina and weapons. So there are tons of builds and
The
playstyle
game
to
looks
explore.
good, man.
Needless to say, we can't wait to see how you choose to play and what kinds of build you'll design that we probably never even imagined.
I hope it lives up, man. I hope it lives up to the hype.
Our story
to
is
the
set in a
hype,
French
my
fantasy
hype,
world, and
my
I was
expectations.
really excited to design something unique. Every level has its own color and texture identity. For example, the Gestrel Village is an early area in the game where players can enjoy a fun break. We wanted something that feels chaotic, grungy, and toy-like. It's basically a bazaar. Everything's disorganized, chaos everywhere, huts are unsafe, built without much thought. It's a place where anyone could fight you at any point, which is pretty much what the Gestrels are like. The Gestrel Village is hidden inside the ancient sanctuary. The ideas here were forest, labyrinth, and sentinels. I designed it as a vibrant place, like an old graveyard of Gestrels, or forgotten wooden toys in a box, with two main colors, red and white. I wanted to make it feel cozy, hidden from danger, with traps and labyrinths in case enemies get in. Same process with the characters. Minoko came in a single concept. I thought of a monkey-like body, white fur with a black and red flat mask.
He's like the only non-human of the group.
Definitely a Gestrel.
For Eske, we needed a cuddly companion to take us around the world. I thought instantly of a giant inflatable balloon and old Victorian pillows with many intricate motifs. We start with the core themes and ideas, and the visuals grow organically from there.
From the very start of the project, there was one thing that we absolutely wanted to bring back from older JRPGs. A feature we really loved, but is very rare these days. A completely 3D and navigable world map. Yes, we've got a world map. And it was a real challenge to create.
When I seen this, it reminded me of
and it ended up a lot bigger than we expected. You'll definitely need Eske's help traveling around.
kind of reminded me of the Borderlands Tiny Tina's map, like a tabletop.
Levels. If you want to fight the toughest bosses of the game, you will have to explore. Good luck.
We've poured our hearts and souls into this game for the past 4 years. That's why we're delighted to announce that Expedition 33 launches on April 24th
Damn, bro.
on Xbox Series X and S and is available day one with Xbox Game Pass.
That's a comp.
You can already wish the game.
I mean, I'll be able to
and
play it on
follow us for more
PC.
info.
We are super excited to invite you into the world of Expedition
I'm
33.
assuming, most
We're
likely.
a small, passionate team. It's our debut game.
I hope
and
so,
we
shit.
can't wait for you to discover our story, our world, and our take on the turn-based genre. On behalf of everyone at Sunfall, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
April 24th. Oh, okay, it's a PC. I was gonna say, man, releasing games on one console only in 2025 or moving forward is not the move. I don't care what game it is. It's not the move. We already know this game is gonna be fire. Dude. This the last one?
Hello, and welcome to Dallas, Texas, home of id Software, where more than 30 years ago, a small team of game developers helped define and set a course for first-person shooters. A lot has changed since then, but our team is as passionate as ever, and the most important values at the core of our games, innovation, craftsmanship, and performance, remain a priority for us to this day.
And as you're about to see, those values are infused in every aspect of this latest installment in the legendary Doom franchise. It is an honor to work on this game, to carry on id's tradition of creating all-out, groundbreaking levels.
I thought it was ID.
So now, we're excited to share with you a look at our most ambitious game yet. This is Doom: The Dark Ages.
That was so stupid I mouthed the words.
Let's get it, man. If you haven't played it, play Doom Eternal.
In Doom: The Dark Ages, you will feel like the superweapon in the center of a medieval war against hell. Set in a cinematic sci-fi fantasy world full of locations to explore, powerful weapons to unlock, and enemies to conquer. This is a prequel to Doom 2016, and that's given us the opportunity to reimagine every aspect of this experience. So if you're new to the franchise, then Doom: The Dark Ages will be the perfect entry point into the series. And if you're a longtime fan, then you'll be proud to see, in a lot of ways, the feel of the game is really a return to form. So let's break it down, starting with the combat. In Doom Eternal, you felt like a fighter jet.
Hell yeah, you was moving fast as hell.
An iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast. A grounded combat system with an emphasis on power over the acrobatics of Doom Eternal.
Dang.
And a balance between enemy projectiles and player movement speed that makes strafing to aim viable again, just like in the classic Doom games. But it's not all about nostalgia.
That is true.
Innovation is the goal, always. And so for Doom: The Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master. Let me introduce you to the Shield Saw. Block.
Oh, they kept some of the chainsaw aspect.
Parry. Deflect. All from one input. It's contextual. Tons of depth on a single button press. We
Nah.
want every Doom game to stand on its own as a unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun.
I didn't play
In
2016.
Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom: The Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight.
You're just gonna be whooping ass for real.
Give you the strength to go head to head with some of the biggest, baddest demons we've ever created at id. But that's not all. Because if you're gonna stand and fight, then you gotta have something to follow up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail? Or maybe an electrified gauntlet? Or even a Doom spiked mace? That's right, we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system. all on one input, complete with combos and upgrades, and it's totally awesome.
I'm wondering if you can cycle through them, or if it's like a like you select it before you go in the mission or something.
Any angle, in and out as you see fit, and it feels amazing. You'll feel unstoppable, smashing your way through the horde with total freedom. And that seems like a ton, but that's just 2 inputs. We got one more really important button that we haven't talked about yet. The trigger.
Bro, this gun is crazy.
The best for last. Doom has
That's gotta be the is it? I think the BFG in a way. Nah, it ain't.
Weapons that we've ever created. Mean. Ancient.
Damn.
Brutal torture machines built to
This thing right here looks OP, bro.
Impale and shred the minions of hell with. Only in Doom. That's the mission statement for the design of these never-before-seen, insanely fun-to-use tools of mayhem that only the Slayer has the power to wield. So let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval mechanics synergize with the enemies and the environments to form the new combat loop for Doom: The Dark Ages.
These plasma guns are always OP too. You'll use it throughout the entire game once you get it. Bro.
And under the hood, for the first time in an id game, we've made our combat more approachable and flexible than ever before, with a new difficulty system and sliders that will allow players to tune the speed and challenge of the game.
It's a good addition to the game. More accessibility features, the better.
Or speed them up. It's a Doom for all Slayers.
And the gameplay doesn't end with just the Slayer.
They probably got some multiplayer
We
again.
have for you. You've been waiting for 2 games now to get in and pilot your very own 30-story Atlan, which is a mech. It's the size of a building. It's powerful, and you can beat giant Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists. And if that wasn't enough, we also have for you your very own fire-breathing, Gatling gun-toting cybernetic dragon. Neither of these are one-and-done features either. They have a full suite of abilities and even mini-bosses. The spectacle is epic. The Power Fantasy is unlike anything we've made it in. And the combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun. And as cool as all that is, we know that fans of single-player action games expect more than just great combat to pull them through the experience. So we're excited to share with you not just the gunplay, but the world of Doom: The Dark Ages. Your heroes
looking like a straight banger,
to
man.
the far reaches of the Doom universe. Mysterious worlds from the Slayer's past, dark forests, dungeons, ancient hellscapes, battlefields, and worlds beyond. And through exploration, you'll be unlocking new abilities and godlike powers every step of the way. Now armed with your trusty shield saw, you're gonna cut, leap, and smash your way through environments full of secrets and treasures. There's always something new waiting to be discovered or destroyed. Now let's take a closer look at just one of the many missions you'll experience in Doom: The Dark Ages. In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save a city from certain destruction. Explore the medieval battlefield outside the castle walls, seeking out targets and enemy formations along the way to engage with as you see fit, with any gun you choose.
The shield teleport is crazy,
the largest
man.
play space ever in a Doom game. Discovering
The maps
secret
look
caves
big too.
and dungeon-like mines in search of vital resources. You control the pace of the game. Where you go, who you fight, and the objectives you pursue. It's a Doom sandbox full of war and riches. Once you've broken the enemy assault, head back to the main gates, because the battle isn't over yet.
Doom Slayer.
And the soundtrack to your epic adventures will be composed by the award-winning team at Finishing Move, providing you with a metal soundscape that's loaded with guitars, medieval vibes, and pure adrenaline. You'll feel like
No
you're
more Mick
expanding
Gordon.
the legend of the Slayer with every mission you complete.
I don't know if they're gonna live up to
Speaking of
Mick
that
Gordon,
legend,
man.
The story of Doom the Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big. It's a summer blockbuster event with everything on the line, and you are the star of the show. Your power is coveted by your enemies and withheld from your allies. With the Slayer imprisoned at the start of our story, the balance of power between good and evil is shifting, and time is running out. It's a new story and the perfect entry point for new players. It's easier to access now as we've taken the narrative out of the codex and into the cutscenes, featuring new characters, old allies, and powerful new villains. And for returning players, it leads directly into the Doom 2016 Slayer's Testaments. It's an action story worthy of the Slayer's legend.
We've got 10 years of making modern Doom games together, and we've done better with every game we've made.
The hope with all this, the goal, is to give players an experience that's as fun to play as it was to make, and make something that's good enough to become the best game id has ever made.
But that is for you to decide. When Doom the Dark Ages releases,
I wonder how many times it took them to record that. Man. I mean, that's it. I don't think there's nothing else. But, yeah.
I cannot move.
I'm gonna keep it a bug, man. There's way too many games coming out this year for me that I'm trying to play. We got Clair Obscur, however you pronounce it, Expedition 33 in April. Looks good visually, stunning. Cinematics look great. The combat turn-based, but you got, if you ever played the Like a Dragon games, it's the only turn-based game that I've ever seen that in besides this one, where you do a move and you can interact with whatever buttons on the screen to make, you know, the move do more damage, whatever. They have the dodge, where if you time, or it's not a dodge, but if you time the block right, you'll take less damage. In Clair, you'll just take no damage, which is pretty cool. Still gives you that feel of like you're kind of in full control a little bit. So I hope it's good. I hope it's just not all hype, man, and it actually lives up to what it's got going on, because I'm new to turn-based games, but that looks like a banger. What comes out next month? The Yakuza game comes out next month. The Pirate one. What else do we got? There's so many games I'm trying to think. Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't know if I'm getting that yet. Doom. Ninja Gaiden. About to play the OG. Well, number 2. Too many games. GTA maybe. Still probably other games that haven't been announced yet. Just too many games, man. 2025 is looking like a good year. I do want to say, besides id, which I thought was ID, but there's a lot of companies in the West that don't make good games. A lot of the good games nowadays come from companies outside of, you know, the West, outside of the US. Japan been killing it. Like, let's just be honest. Japan has been killing it with their games. Doom's always going to be good. Well, I don't want to say it's always going to be good, but the last two have been good. The OG Doom was good. Doom 64 was good. So maybe it is always going to be good, but I don't ever really expect anything bad from the Doom developers unless they do something dumb. The shield looks fine. I wasn't expecting that much out of the shield. I wasn't man, no Mick Gordon on the playlist, but it is what it is. Yeah, man. We got some good games coming up. I mean, for me, I didn't watch the other one. I skipped it. Wasn't interested in it. If you want to watch it, go ahead, but sorry for skipping it, but yeah, we gonna get right to what we're interested in. Yeah, man, Ninja Gaiden will be my first time playing it. Probably will play Ninja Gaiden 2 Black before 4 comes out. Doom and Clair Obscur, straight bangers. I don't want to say, can I even say that Xbox is doing something good? Because, like, these are just companies that they bought and owned. Which I guess, you know, Sony has the same thing, you know, Santa Monica, whatever. But yeah, like Microsoft itself, they tryna do their thing. Noticed all the games too was on every console. That's how it should be. PlayStation, if you're gonna drop the next game, let it be on all systems. PC and Xbox. Just saying. But yeah, man. I mean, my top games out of this that I'm most interested in. Honestly, probably Ninja Gaiden 4. The turn-based game, Clair Obscur, and then Doom. And Doom's last, I know it's gonna be good, so yeah. But I ain't really got much else to say. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed this. We got some good things coming out. Encourage y'all to play some Doom Eternal. Maybe try a new turn-based game to get kind of familiar with some of the mechanics and kind of how turn-based games are to play, because that'll be a game to check out for sure. We got 3 Game of the Year contenders right here. And it's only January. I know by the time all these games come out, it'll be May, but yeah, man. I'm gonna head out. Maybe I'll do a review of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all, peace.